Shakespeare's Macbeth, Act 1, Scene 1. A desolate place. Enter three witches, and they are surrounded by thunder and lightning. Now, it's important that in the four scenes that you see the witches, they will always be surrounded by thunder and lightning. It's a term we call pathetic fallacy, which is pathetic with Fallacy. And basically, it means when the weather dictates the mood. So even before they speak, even before we meet them at all, we know that they kind of come with a fearful, chaotic sense. They really, really are terrifying creatures, and it is their business to be on Earth and meddle with whomever they choose. So it's just really, really important because you're going to see a lot of pathetic fallacy throughout this play, but they are always associated with thunder. The first witch. When shall we three meet again, in thunder, lightning, or in rain? The second witch. When the hurly-burly's done and the battle's lost and won. So the hurly-burly refers to a battle that is actually going on in Scotland at the moment. A battle that involves very heavily Macbeth himself. There has been an attempt at colonisation from Norway. And also there has been some insurgents from some rebels within Scotland itself. So Scotland is at this moment involved in this backdrop in a massive, massive fight. And so the witches are commenting on that. That will air before the set of sun, says the third witch. The first witch. Where the place? Second. Upon the heath. Third. There to meet with Macbeth. Now, Macbeth, we haven't met yet. We won't meet him until Act 1, Scene 3. But just to give a small background here, he's a highly revered member of the army, and he has been highly instrumental in successfully regaining Scottish independence for the King of Scotland. But the fact that the witches are mentioning his name does not bode well for him at all, because, as I said previously, the witches' sort of intent, the reason that they are on the stage or on this planet is to meddle and to make things really, really, really scary and eerie. And so the fact that they mention his name and he is now associated somehow with them does not bode well for Macbeth, our chief protagonist. First witch. I come, Graymalkin. So Graymalkin is the name of her cat. So obviously cats are associated with witches, but you'd want to watch out for all the animal imagery that is referred to in this text. Maybe annotating it with an A or something, because animals are, particularly birds, are commonplace throughout this text, and they always take on huge metaphorical importance. Second witch. Paddock calls. So Paddock is her toad. Again, a toad highly associated with the witch. So in the third, anon. So it's important that they are meeting here. They are making kind of like chanty references, and they are making references to their scary witch-like animals. But the most important thing about this scene is the chant that they scream or squeal together here at the end. All. Fair is foul and foul is fair, hover through the fog and the filthy air. So that's really important because it establishes them as creatures who speak in equivocal terms. How can something fair be foul, or something foul be fair? So they're really, really, really ambiguous, and that's extraordinarily important for the entire play, for everything that the play kind of sits on. They use this sinister alliteration here, the fair is foul and foul is fair, hover through the fog and the filthy air. And the fact that it's done through chanting would have been entirely disconcerting for the Elizabethan audience, who would have been very, very afraid of hell, and were desperate to get to heaven, and were afraid of the occult, and were highly superstitious. So Shakespeare, by putting the witches on the stage first, sets the scene for a chaotic, eerie play. The fact that they mention Macbeth's name singles him out as somebody maybe within their sights. And the fact that they use this kind of ambiguous language sets us up for a very, very unclear, very unregulated play. And just one more point, the fact that they reference the hurly-burly or the battle, setting us up for the fact that there has already been quite a lot of bloodshed, and there will be probably an awful lot more bloodshed because they are referencing it like this, with the pathetic fallacy, with the thunder and lightning behind them, setting us up for a tiny, tiny little scene at the beginning that makes us uneasy from the get-go.